Alright, boys, so welcome to my 2025 Summerslam predictions. We got a lot here. I believe we got 12 matches total, if I'm correct on that. So let's just get straight into it, because it's going to be a long video. So starting with Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, is there a chance Karrion wins? But I think Sami wins this, to be honest. And the main reason is what I read from online, at least, and what we're told is Karrion Kross's contracts still hasn't been renewed. So there's a good chance we might lose him. I know a lot of fans are going to be upset at that. But if that is the case, and this, might be his last WWE match right here, obviously, why would he win his last match here? Obviously, Sami would win that to continue. But also, like, even if he stays, right, maybe they do renew his contract, he stays with WWE. It's just like, if Sami loses this, what was the point of the story? And what do you do from him here on out? Like, the only way he would lose is if he actually does turn heel, like Karrion is saying, but at the same time, I just don't see that. Like, because, either way, him losing is a lose-lose to his character. So let's say he stays babyface, right? He doesn't turn heel, he loses. Okay, what do you do here on out? Like, his goal is to go for the World Heavyweight Championship, but you can't do that if you're losing a Karrion Kross, and I don't know, I just don't know, like, what do you literally do with Sami? Like, he kind of killed his career. But if he does lose and turn a heel, okay, what was the point of this story, and what's the point of his character? His whole character is being an underdog and stuff. And the whole story did of him turning back to babyface with, the bloodline and turning on Roman Reigns. I feel like that all just goes down the toilet. It's Sami turns heel here, so either way, it's a lose-lose. It doesn't matter if he's a babyface or a heel if he loses this match. So I'm going Sami Zayn. And then we got the women's tag team titles match with Roxanne, Raquel defending against Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Honestly, I think it's about time that we switch the tag team titles to SmackDown. I think Charlotte and Alexa Bliss is gonna win this. Why else would they make this team if they didn't plan on them winning gold at some point here, right? Like I said, I don't like Charlotte whatsoever, but I think this is probably one of the best things they've done with her in her career by far, pairing her up with Alexa Bliss. And again, even if it was somebody else, I just want the tag titles to be moved to SmackDown. I just feel like it's unfair for SmackDown to have the women's tag titles on Raw for so long. Like, it's been a hot minute. They've been on Raw for a good second here, so I think it's about time they move them on to SmackDown. I know technically the women's tag titles get defended on all three brands, like SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, and NXT the least. Yeah, I mean, if whatever, superstars on that, most of the time they're getting defended over there, right? Like, we've seen Raquel and Roxanne, defend them on SmackDown here and there, and Liv and Raquel, but mainly it was on Raw. So yeah, switch it to the other brands, switch it up, and like I said, nothing against Roxanne or Raquel. I actually like that new tag team as well. Again, I think we're gonna get a decent amount of belt changes this year at SummerSlam, just like last year, and I think these will be one of the belt changes here. And then we got the match where I will be going to take a number 2, going to the bathroom, getting my drink. Sorry to be a hater here, but the Jelly Roll match here, Jelly Roll and Randy Orton teaming up to take on Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. I just feel like Jelly Roll and Randy are winning this. What's the whole point of this match being made if Jelly Roll isn't winning here? And I think Jelly Roll will pin Logan Paul, because I think Jelly Roll will get the pin. If he pins Drew McIntyre, GG's. Drew McIntyre's career is over. He just got pinned by a country artist. Logan Paul, it won't hurt him whatsoever. Everyone hates him anyways, and that's his whole character. Like, it's not gonna kill his career if Logan Paul loses to Jelly Roll, but on the other hand, Drew McIntyre, it will. So yeah, I think Jelly Roll pins Logan Paul here. I think that's what they're building, and if Jelly Roll is saying he really wants to get into this, maybe Jelly Roll pinning Logan Paul, maybe we even get a one-on-one out of this at the next PLE or something. Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul, a one-on-one street fight or something, who knows. That could also be something in the future. They can be building the future. So yeah, I think this one's one of the easier ones, going Jelly and Randy. And then we got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship belt. Everyone's saying Jade here, right? 90% of the fan base, community here, WWE, whatever, is all saying Jade. And I see why. Obviously, Tiffany has had it for a hot minute. And then, does Jade finally deserve the spotlight? But I honestly think Tiffy is winning here. Honestly, I think Tiffy is about to have one of the most dominant women's reigns we've seen in a hot minute. I think this is the type of reign that they wanted for Rhea Ripley before she got, hurt. Because after WrestleMania 40, she, beat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40. Honestly, Becky probably should have won that. But, but when Rhea won that match, I was like, all right, they're only wanting Rhea to win here because they're, she's, hot right now. They're building her up and they want her to have a dominant reign. Unfortunately, she got hurt. But my point I'm trying to say is like, it looks like they're doing that with Tiffany now. Someone that's, hot right now, everyone likes, is very dominant. I think they want to give a crazy reign because it's not easy to give women's a good title reign because it's just like people don't like them or start hating on them, or it's hard to find a woman that's that dominant. But I know some of the few women that are I feel like could have a long reign right now is either like Rhea, Tiffany, and honestly Bianca. Those are the top three, or Becky. Obviously, those are the four like I can think of the top of my head that can have like a long dominant reign. And I think Tiffany's actually gonna hold this all the way to next WrestleMania 42. I know it's gonna be a long reign, but I don't know. I just have a feeling we're gonna get one of the longest woman reigns we had in a hot minute. So yeah, I'm going Tiffy here. I know I'm out the minority here, but yeah, Tiffy, let's go. And then we got Jey Uso and Roman Reigns teaming up against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I know everyone's saying Roman Reigns and Jey Uso because it's Roman Reigns. But I'm honestly going to go Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. Now, if Roman Reigns wasn't going to go film his Street Fighter movie and leaving after SummerSlam, I would say Roman and Jey too because, you can't, Roman would win being Roman and they keep doing that story. But with him leaving, right, if you just have Roman and Jey win and then Roman dips, you're kind of like hurting this new faction of Braun and Bronson Reed. You're kind of killing that. So that's another reason. I don't know why you would want them to lose here or have them lose, I guess. Yeah, I just feel like you're trying to make them the most dominant faction on Raw. Not just Raw, I guess, in WWE, period. The most, you could say, tag team as well. So I think they win here. And honestly, after they win this match, I think they move on from, this Jey Uso crap and whatever they're doing. And maybe even go for the tag titles on Raw. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe take on the Judgment Day. Maybe that's like the next match we get at PLE is Judgment Day versus Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. So yeah, I'm gonna go them because I just don't see them losing, trying to be a dominant faction. And then I think this is the main event. I don't know. It's either this or the Roman match here. But CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Probably the match I'm most excited for on night one by far. Obviously, we love to see CM Punk in these title matches since returning. I know he just had one at Night of Champions. Lost to John Cena, so a lot of people are like, all right, he's not losing back-to-back championship matches, right? But as I say that, I do think Gunther retains here. As much as I would love CM Punk to win the big belt back since returning, I just don't think it's the right time, right? It's just one of those things. I don't mind people winning stuff, but it just has to be at the right time. Again, I don't want to hate on Jey Uso. Jey Uso's cool, but again, he was just the wrong winner from last year's Royal Rumble. I think it was just the wrong time. There's a lot more stories there. I mean, like, again, you could have had CM Punk win last year and go for Gunther, right? You could have had John Cena win it. Like, I think there's a lot more options than Jey. It's not like I hate Jey. It's just like I think he was at the wrong Royal Rumble he won. And again, right here, I want CM Punk to win the big belt at some point. But I think this is the wrong time because if CM Punk wins here, what do you do with Gunther's character? It's like you're kind of killing it because the whole point of Gunther's character is to have that aura, and he rarely loses. That's like what makes him so scary. And he's holding a belt 90% of his career. So if he loses here, what do you do with him next, right? I'm not saying that he always needs to have a belt because of that stat, right? Like, I'm sure at some point he's not going to have a belt and it's going to be a hot minute since he gets a belt again. But, like, I just, like, at this point, moving forward, if CM Punk's win this, what do you do with Gunther's character, right? Like, either you kill his character or he takes a long vacation or something. I don't really know. Like, again, and also I feel like his reign just got started. I think you need to have Gunther beat some top stars, some main eventers in his reign finally, because his first reign was really bad. It started off good, right? When he, like, beat Randy Orton and stuff twice, right? That was like, all right, holy cow, this reign's cooking. But then he had him, feuding with, Jey Uso a million times and the most random people. Like, all right, we need, like, top stars him feuding with. So, yeah, I just don't see Gunther's reign ending. Yeah, I'm going Gunther. So moving on to night 2 here. I gotta read this here because this is, probably the craziest match we got in a hot minute. The Tag Team TLC match for the SmackDown Tag Titles, with Wyatt Six, defending their belts against Machine Gun, DIY, Andre and Rey Fenix, Faxium, Street Profits. Sorry, I was blanking there. Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy match. I meant to say Fraxium, by the way. Yeah, this is craziness. Yeah, there's a lot you could go here. I will say this, with there being six tag teams in here, there's no reason that why six should keep the belts. I know they just got them, but like the chances of them keeping the belts with six, five other options, I guess, like that would be kind of disappointing. And honestly, if I had to choose out these teams and who they've been trying to push the most, I know it's a newer team, but probably Ray Phoenix and Andrade, to be honest. I just feel like they've made them so dominant. That's the goal anyways. So I wouldn't be surprised if they win here and have a very, very dominant reign with those tag titles on SmackDown. So yeah, I'm going to go those two. Then we have AJ Styles versus Dirty Dom for the IC title. Listen, I think AJ Styles does win here. And there's a one reason only. I have a theory with AJ Styles and John Cena. With the IC title. I'm gonna actually make a whole video on that though, so I'm not gonna say anything yet. I have a big theory. I'm actually gonna make a video how they're gonna wrap up John Cena's retirement tour. I'm just waiting for SummerSlam, after SummerSlam, to make that, because I just gotta see how they end SummerSlam, right? Because if John Cena does retain here, my theory kind of goes out the window, and then that video is gonna get scrapped. But if as I predicting, I guess, if John Cena does lose, I do have a theory of something with the IC title. But anyways, because of that theory, I'm going to go AJ Styles here. But even if I want to put that stupid theory to the side, which, like I said, that'll be a separate video, I just feel like they want Dirty Dom to, work in AAA a lot now, him showing up there and, help that brand out. So if they want him to be over there more, I just don't see him having the IC title. They want the IC title on their brand a lot more and actually being defended and stuff. So I think AJ Styles will win it. And obviously, they got to do something with AJ Styles, man. Like, he's the GOAT, bro, and they're doing my man dirty. So give him something to do, bro. I'm going AJ Styles. And then we got Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's IC title, which, listen, I know we've been getting these two a lot lately, but I don't care because every match with them has cooked, right? Their match at Backlash, cooked. Their match of Money in the Bank, cooked. Their triple threat with Bayley, Evolution, cooked. And now this, I think, is going to cook again. And there's no DQs here, right? So, like, they can fight outside the ring and stuff. So this is about to get insane. Yeah, I think it's going to be probably the best women's match on this card for both nights by far. I mean, it's Becky and Lyra. Their chemistry are insane. If I had to pick who's going to win, though, I think Lyra is going to win. Only because I think the whole point they added Becky into this whole thing with Lyra and the IC title is to push this new women's IC title, right? Because it's a newer belt and they want to make it popular. It kind of reminds me of when they gave John Cena the US title, and look what he did to that. He made it like a main event title at the time, and he made it like big, and now everybody obviously knows about the men's US title. I think that's what they're doing with Becky here. Becky's honestly making this title big and feel important, and it's helping the title gets pushed. But they again, being a mid-title card, they want mid title, mid wrestler. All right, that sounded bad. Not mid wrestler. A wrestler that's not a main eventer wrestler like Lyra Valkyria. Well, she could main event. All right, this is like going backwards. What I'm trying to say, obviously, she's not in the caliber of Becky Lynch. Love Lyra Valkyria, but obviously she's not like the top woman, right? A top 5 woman right now. Like, she's pretty crap. Everything's just, all right, everything I'm saying is making it sound like I'm saying Lyra's bad. What I'm trying to say is they gave this to Becky so Becky can push the belt, and then she's gonna go back up to like the world's, like, maybe we get a Becky Lynch and Naomi feud, or Becky and Stephanie Vakir after a Clash in Paris, whoever wins that one, right? Becky goes back for the big belt. Maybe Becky even turns back to babyface, but again, I think Becky was just trying to push this belt. Lyra will get it back. Lyra will do her stuff, and then she could go feud with whoever. Maybe we get a Lyra Bayley IC title match or something at Clash in Paris. That would be fun. They got to do something with Bayley. I felt bad. They left Bayley off of WrestleMania and now Summerslam now. But yeah, I'm going Lyra Valkyria here. We have 3 more to go. We're almost done, boys. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match for the U.S. title. I'm going to go my boy Solo Sikoa. I don't see Solo losing it yet. I just feel like Solo deserves this, and honestly, it's more of a respect thing to Jacob, that Jacob should probably be pushed up to the the bigger belts. Either whether it's SmackDown or Raw, whatever they want to do with him, right? Maybe like Cody wins here and we get a Cody Jacob feud or something. That would be fun, right? Wouldn't mind that. But yeah, I just feel like Jacob is kind of getting above the U.S. title, so I think Solo's gonna stay here. Let's wrap up this Bloodline crap. Solo, and Solo needs his belt, bro. If he's supposed to be the leader of this new bloodline, I feel like you got to feel that aura, and when he has his title, you feel that aura. And also, I'm biased, my man Solo, but honestly, I feel like this is a 50-50 one though. Like this could go either way. But if I'm forced to pick, I'm gonna go solo. All right, now we got the women's triple threat match, which is probably the only match that's gonna compete against Becky and Lyra for being the best women's match this weekend. With Naomi defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I think Naomi's retaining here. I kind of like the solo thing. I just don't see Naomi losing. Just yet. I feel like if Naomi loses here, what was the point of her whole cash in and that? I mean, that iconic cash in, if not the best women's cash in of all time, that's just like all going down the toilet and you're wasting that. So I think Naomi will win here. And they got to end this Rhea and Io crap up. They have amazing matches and stuff, but like, I feel like something of Triple H has a problem with Rhea. When Rhea is feuding with somebody, it has to last like 10, 20 years. He did it with Rhea and Liv. Now he's doing it with Rhea and Io Sky. Like, let's just give Io and Io Sky both new opponents. Let Naomi retain here. Let's do Naomi and Stephanie a Clash in Paris. That'll be fun. But yeah, it's just too early. Naomi's winning here. Then we got the main event of SummerSlam 2025: John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight. Again, I was saying earlier, I do think John Cena will finally lose it here. I think that was the whole point of this story. It's kind of going in a circle, right? He took it from Cody at WrestleMania 41, and then Cody take us, back here some months later at SummerSlam, and then also, I think we will get a babyface John Cena heel. I think it's gonna switch. I know that's like a popular theory, most people's theory, but I think Cody goes heel here. John Cena goes babyface. I don't know if anybody will get involved. We could have people get involved. It is a street fight, right? But yeah, I don't know what they're really gonna do with them, like how it's gonna really go down. But like, yeah, I just don't see John Cena holding the belt. Like, cause if Cody does lose here, like, what was the point, right? Like, most of John Cena's retirement tour was focused on Cody, so I feel like it's a lose-lose for both of them. If Cody loses here, okay, poor Cody. But if John like wins here, it's almost like, all right, what was the whole point of this Cody feud, bro? You put 90% of his retirement tour on Cody just for Cody not to win. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I wish John could have feuded with more people than Cody, right? Because we got him at WrestleMania, we got the tag team match at Money in the Bank, and now this. But it is what it is. I think it'll be a fun match. I just hope it's better than WrestleMania 41's match. And hopefully SummerSlam will be good. Y'all gotta tell me y'all's predictions down below. But yeah, those are my 2025 SummerSlam predictions. I hope y'all enjoyed. Drop a like, sub if you're new. Please sub if you're new.